think it really sucked a lot of my creative freedom and my voice. And then as soon as I went independent, I was fully independent for a bit, and then I signed to an indie label instead of the major label, and it just gave me so much more creative freedom.
107 Ferndale Radio, it's Dave Kim. I am at the Blind Pig in Ann Arbor, the historic Blind Pig. Everyone knows about how Nirvana played a gig here, and Kurt Cobain, one of his favorite venues, if not his favorite venue.
The way I didn't know that. Oh my God. Wait, that's incredible.
Literally, it's just like, I think 15 minutes after Girli performed into a packed house. The merch line is insane right now. I should have taken some B-roll of that. But Girli, you made your Ann Arbor, Michigan debut. I think it went really well. How do you feel about it?
I think it went well too. Yeah, you've stunned me with that Nirvana fact. The way I didn't know that is crazy. Yeah, that was so fun.
I'm gonna Google myself, fact check myself.
Yeah, fact check.
I'm gonna cut this entire thing
just in case. Yeah. No, yeah, that went so well. I loved their energy. It was just so. Everyone was just so, like, enthusiastic, which I loved.
And I feel like having the benefit of talking to you after the show is that now I can talk about some of the, I guess, segments of your set. I really liked when you were asking the crowd, when did they jump on the Girli train?
Yes.
And you called out your first album, Odd One Out, which was a major label release.
Yeah.
Got some cheers, and then you mentioned Matriarchy, which was after you got dropped from your major label. This was an independent release, loud as hell.
Yeah.
That's when it seemed like people really, that was dropped in 2024. And then now your new album, It's Just My Opinion, came out independently as well. So I feel like that has to feel amazing, where you took the independent route, said, I don't need this major label bullshit, and it's paid off.
Totally, yeah. I mean, like, the major label signing at the start of my career, I think, was like such a difficult period, and I think it really sucked a lot of my creative freedom and my voice. And then as soon as I went independent, I was fully independent for a bit, and then I signed to an indie label instead of the major label, and it was just gave me so much more creative freedom. And I think that's when I started to really grow my fan base, because people saw the authenticity more. Right. Than before, when I was kind of being like squashed and molded.
The incredible creativity, like the music video for Matriarchy is like one of the most incredible things I've ever seen.
Aw, thank you.
So did it feel like shackles came off after you went indie?
Yeah, defo. I think I had a lot of fuel, I guess. I had a lot of anger. I had a lot of, like, I kind of felt like redemption arc, you know. I really needed to do what I set out to do, and I had so much to say, and I felt really pissed off that I'd been kind of molded and made to feel small in a way by a lot of the people who worked on my first album at this big label. And I also already, you know, I had some fans from that first album who were so supportive and so encouraging that, you know, kept me going. And so I sort of feel like, actually, yes, my career started way, you know, at the beginning, but it was like it got a fresh start then as well.
So what was really cool leading up to the release of It's Just My Opinion, you were vlogging on your YouTube channel and other channels, I'm assuming, of the making of this record, which I think you said you didn't do before.
Yeah.
So did you feel nervous kind of giving that behind the scenes look of how your creative process was going with the cameras on?
I don't know. No, it felt like it made sense to do that next. You know, I think it's always, I mean, the concept of rolling out music, and it is literally called like teasing out music. It's supposed to be this really mysterious thing. And I sort of thought, why don't I just try and make it the most accessible, authentic thing for my fans, and make it like, what do you guys think of this song? You know, I'm writing it right now. Like, you know, this is what I'm writing about. This is what's going on. And then I started really enjoying being open about the process of how an album gets put together, as well as the songwriting. Like, how do you choose the artwork? How do you figure out what it's called? How do you, decide on a music video and make the music video? And I did a video recently about how much it costs to tour, for example. Like, I've just wanted to be really open this entire time. And when the album was finally announced, I did this whole push in the UK where I was being really honest about how many albums I needed to sell to get in the charts. And that was another kind of element of just wanting to be really honest with my fans, kind of let them in on my world, I guess.
Right. And especially, you touched on it during your set when you were thanking fans of how things are so expensive and they still made the time to come to your show. That's why it's even makes me feel even better seeing that line you have at merch, because yes, artists are supported by merch, especially buying it directly from the artist.
Totally. It always astonishes me, and it makes me feel so grateful. Whenever I tour in the US and Canada, fans here are just so willing and keen to support artists through merch and, turning up to the show, but also buying the album in physical form and buying the merch. And, I have a bunch of people at the show tonight who are part of my Patreon. And, it's just, it's always, I'm always so grateful when people are like, no, I see the value in supporting your art, and I want you to do well, and I want to be part of it, and that's just so cool.
I need to get on the Patreon, because in your vlog, or I forget which vlog, but going back to the vlog. So my favorite song off the new album is Bones.
Yes, I'm so sorry we didn't play it.
I should guilt trip you.
I'm so sorry.
This is all what this interview was about, actually.
Yeah.
It's me airing my grievances about not playing Bones. No,
so sorry.
I love the fact that it came from, and it was that first episode of the blog where you were just Googling about your dad. You're talking to your dad, right? And Googling if your dog's overweight, and the word palpable came up.
Oh my God, brilliant memory. Yes.
Because there's the line in Bones, and I just love, that's what I love about artists, and when they make art, is that just an everyday thing of Googling about your parents' dog.
Literally, is my parents' dog overweight? And then
point A gets to point B. With this song.
Yeah.
And then just, it was cool seeing how you guys were kind of like fine-tuning the song.
Yeah, totally.
So is it an everyday thing for you where, how do I turn this into art, whether you're just walking down the street, you're doom scrolling because the world's on fire right now?
Real, yeah. I think definitely when I'm in writing mode and I'm making a project or an album, or I'm at home and I'm not touring, then I'm definitely seeing the world through that lens a lot. Like, what is poetry, or what is a lyric, or what is a cool concept or a cool way of saying something or a cool sound. It's funny because when I'm on tour, I feel like my brain works creatively but in a different way, where I'm constantly thinking, how can I make the performance, how can I make the show better, how can I make that a more fun experience for fans? And so I'm thinking more, I guess, performance-wise and visually, and thinking about what should I say on stage, and what should the backdrop be, and what should the merch be. And it's funny, it's like different parts of my creative brain get activated.
Are you able to turn that off when you need to?
Yeah, I think like the beautiful thing about, being able to say music is my job is that just means I'm literally able to buy food and pay my rent through my creativity, which is something that I think when the music industry and the world I get bogged down in those things, I have to continually remind myself of like how special and incredible that is. So I definitely have I have a lot of hobbies other than music. I'm good at like switching off when I need to, but just, I don't know, the creativity feels like a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think I saw in a previous interview you like swimming.
Do you know what? I used to like swimming When was this interview?
Oh, maybe. I think it was published maybe 2 years. I forgot who it was that you talked to.
Oh, I do love wild swimming.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, I love
going into the lake. Or?
Yesterday or 2 days ago, we were driving from Washington D.C. to Toronto, and we all just found a random creek and swam in it.
Oh, okay, got it.
But do you know what? I'm not really a chlorinated pool kind of gal because of the hair dye.
That's true. That's very
It doesn't
true.
work. It doesn't work.
So I forgot to mention the Patreon. I mentioned that because you said you have an acoustic version of Bones.
I do.
On Patreon. So support that.
I do indeed. Yeah, I think it's just patreon.com/Girli.
Really? Yeah. Google it.
Google it.
You mentioned in DC. I want to mention I really enjoyed your IG post of taking pics around the White House.
Oh my god, that was terrifying.
I don't doubt that.
The vibes around there were crazy, especially after
It was that stupid
Trump's
UFC fight, right?
Stupid birthday Flag Day UFC thingy. It was just, the vibes were horrific. We jumped out of the van, took those pics, and jumped back in and drove away as fast as possible. I was like, oh, this is scary.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that it's cool that you weren't afraid to post that. The perfect time to go on tour is during Pride Month. It is insane, but I think the silver lining is there are organizations. There's an organization actually called Lambda Legal that has like 9 current open federal cases against the Trump administration.
Wow.
To try to fight back for like, I think the latest one was protecting healthcare privacy for trans kids.
Amazing.
I think trans students in sports and things like that.
Wow.
So there's a
people
resistance.
fighting.
Yes,
There's people fighting.
But I think judging from what I saw tonight in the crowd, so many people are comforted by artists like you who have their back. Who, as you also mentioned in the beginning of the show, just the 3 things that people should be in line with you, what to expect.
Yes.
Now I think I'm forgetting. I know number 2 was trans people are awesome.
Trans people rock. It was Ice Out.
That's what it was.
Ice
yes.
Out.
Yeah, fuck ICE.
Fuck Ice. And it was Free Palestine.
Yes, that's what it was too.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, I always know that people at my shows are gonna be with me on all of those things, but there is always a part of me that's like, when I go to say, and if you don't agree, feel free to leave. I'm like, oh my god, what if what if half the room leaves? But well, I wouldn't want them to stay anyway.
Right.
But yeah.
But do you feel pressure of knowing a lot of kids look up to me, a lot of fans look up to me as a queer artist?
I think, no, I don't feel pressure. I feel honor, honestly. Like, I just feel like, for me, when I was, a teenager, like, I remember the artists who I looked up to, and how much they inspired me and made me who I am. And
Shout out Tegan and Sarah.
Shout out Tegan and Sarah, exactly. And yeah, I just feel like being able to be that for other people, hopefully, is what an incredible honor. Yeah.
Another thing that I want to mention is how much of a spotlight you put on sexual assault victims and supporting them. Slap on the Wrist obviously is the big one. The music video, the lyrics are from actual cases, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the music video, I suppose the lyrics were like slightly more generalized, but about real definitely like real issues and specific cases I've read about, or things that have happened to me or friends or whatever. But the music video was, we asked people to submit their own, survivors to submit their own experiences, and we kind of, from those submissions, we looked to making a video where actors like represented those people, and so it was like, people had horrible experiences when they're walking their baby in the pram, or they're at the gym, or they're at the bar, or they're at their workplace, and the idea was just to show that it's not just, sexual assault isn't just this thing that happens, down a dark alleyway by like a masked assailant or something. It's an everyday thing that happens to all kinds of people, and it needs more awareness, needs to be taken more seriously. So
the stats you show at the end of that video are insane. If I'm recalling correctly, in the UK, it was less than 3 out of 100 reported. This is reported.
Just
so think of that's not even reported. Reported rape cases to police.
Went to trial, I think.
Barely, went to trial at the end of 2024. That's horrible,
horrific. And
it actually reminds me of we're near Detroit, so it's definitely relevant because there's I don't know if you're familiar with an actress called Mariska Hargitay. She plays Detective Olivia Benson in Law and Order SVU.
Oh, do you know what? I love true crime and crime shows. I've never seen Law and Order SVU.
Oh, it is.
Can you believe that?
It's still on the air.
It's still on,
still
right?
The queen.
I need to.
But she produced a documentary called I Am Evidence, essentially about different areas in the U.S. where there's such a huge backlog of rape kits, untested rape kits.
Oh my
god! And Detroit, it was one of the big stories in that because Detroit police found over 11,000 untested rape kits, some dating back to the 80s.
Oh my god, that's horrendous! 11,000 is insane. It's something. I mean, it's a systematic issue where it's just something that is just not taken as seriously as it should be, and it's really, it's really insane. And I don't know, I think I slap on the wrist. I just wanted to draw attention to that.
And it seems like your music in a way is activism.
Yeah, totally. I definitely see that more and more. I mean, I've always had that streak within me, but I definitely see with this album it's kind of become something that I'm more passionate about, even if not every song is political. Like my presence online and the things I say at shows and is definitely inherently political.
Right. I even remember you posted a TikTok about not worried about walking through a dark alley, but worried about if there's a man in the dark alley.
Yeah.
And some of the comments proved you right.
Yeah, the comments did not pass
the
vibe check. It was really crazy. But I mean, that was honestly one of the reasons I called the album that Slap on the Wrist is on, It's Just My Opinion, because I was promoting that song and I hadn't chosen a title for the album yet, and got so many polarizing comment sections where there were so many ignorant people in there being like, just spouting hateful things, and I sort of realized, like, wow, the way the internet like makes you anonymous and makes people just sort of feel like they can say whatever and it doesn't really matter. And the amount of times I've seen horrible homophobic, racist, misogynistic things said, and people are like, just my opinion. And I don't know, I was inspired by stupid comment sections.
So then how, I mean, you haven't been shy, both in your own words and through your music, of talking about mental health and how important it is to I mean, we've all mental health has taken a bigger spotlight really since the pandemic. How are you adapting to still protect look out for your own mental health, while also, as we mentioned, your music's a form of activism, and a lot of people are looking up to you?
I think it's just so important to have balance. I mean, I think what we've all learned, since the pandemic as well, and just the 24-hour news cycle and just doom scrolling, and is that there is such thing as having just too much information all the time. And while I think the internet is like a beautiful source of community and activism, I mean, an incredible platform for activism, it's really important that we just be soft with ourselves too, and give ourselves a chance to just not be processing so much just horrendous shit all the time. And so I think for me, I just really try and find a balance where I have my phone off in my life in the moment times, and it not take over, reducing screen time. That's what I'll say.
Now I'm gonna lighten the mood a little bit. So it's for people who haven't gone on the show yet and who will be going to future shows. Your presence in the States, I feel like your trajectory is going up. You were featured on the Kelly Clarkson show.
Yeah.
You were introduced by the Olympic legends Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir.
Crazy.
That was pretty incredible. And that performance was amazing. How are you adjusting to that as well? Because it seems like more opportunities are coming your way as well.
Yeah, I mean that was such a cool opportunity to do that, and I don't know. I think, yeah, I mean I've been releasing music for a long time, coming up on a decade basically, and I think I've really realized it's about longevity, and it's about just wanting to do this for as long as I want to do it, which is a long time right now. And yeah, I mean it's always so exciting because with every album that comes out, there's always just new opportunities and new faces. I mean, it's so cool I've never been to this place and I just played this show full of people. That's incredible. That's such a pinch me moment. So I think, yeah, new opportunities. I mean, it definitely, it feels like it's been always a gradual increase for me. There's never been an enormous snowball moment. So I don't know how I would handle that if that happened, or if that happens one day or whatever. But I think the gradual, just like keeping on releasing, keeping on playing shows, it's about the journey. It's about like loving it and loving writing songs, loving performing songs, and everything that comes with it. So yeah. I
want to call it, some Netflix show is going to use Bones in a scene, and then it's going to...
You better.
Maybe even 10 years... I mean, look what happened with Murder on the Dance Floor.
Murder on the Dance Floor. Look what happened.
20 years later.
I know. Kate Bush, I was about to say, and Stranger Things. Crazy. So crazy.
So last question. What is your current obsession, healthy obsession, whether it's music, TV, movies, books, that's just helping you, I guess maybe decompress, or just giving you a healthy outlet?
I mean, the healthiest outlet for me is always time in nature and time with animals.
Yes.
Big animal lover, especially when you're on tour and it's very busy, it's very tiring. Every time I come across a dog, I'm like, I'm just gonna need to take you over
show
here.
You my wallpaper.
Yeah, I'm just like, you have doggies?
Oh yeah, one's a tripod.
Oh my god, little three-legged vibe, yes. So cute. Animals always, I mean, they're just the best energy. So healthy obsession will always be animals.
There are therapy dogs for a reason.
There's been studies, that when you pet other people's dogs or cats or just spend time with animals, like it releases some mad serotonin. So, yeah.
Well, Girli, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Girli's latest album, it's just my opinion, is out now. Going through the Midwest after this a little bit, and then I believe ending in Portland, somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, through the 1st of July. Hopefully you come back again soon.
Definitely.
I imagine, judging from what I saw, it's going to be a bigger venue.
Yeah, that would be really cool. That would be awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.